Guess who's back?
You're now listening to Unapologetic, the podcast, with your two hosts, Trey and Reg, discussing any and everything unfiltered.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know how we give it up. It's Big Dre, Big Reg, your favorite North Carolinians. We are back. Another episode, another week. What up with you, my man? How you doing?
Cooling, man. Cooling, man. Enjoying little man, bro. Getting him ready for Saturday. Debuts for flag football. So
okay. You know what? Hold on.
Yeah. So definitely. You know, he already got his thing. You know, soccer and t-ball and karate. But you know, this football thing is my thing. So
the gridiron.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited about it, man. We've been working outside, man. Just trying to get them prepared for what's to come. And we'll see what happens, dog. Outside of that, man, just cooling out, dog. Go get my baby girl tomorrow. So we'll get things started with her. So, you know, the whole tribe will be in the building, man, come Friday night.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. I love that for you.
Yeah, man.
Love that for you. Man, nothing. I'm good. I finally finished this process with the fucking colonoscopy, man, and that shit was rough on my body, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just having to do that shit, you know, a matter of 2 times in a 72-hour period because, you know, of what I said last week, you know, going through it and then fucking up the date and then having to redo that shit Monday but I mean, everything's good, man. I got a clean bill of health. They said they found a polyp, one polyp, and they cleaned it out or whatever. I really don't know what this shit mean. I had to look it up, but you know, I guess that is something that, you know, we got to start paying more attention to, you know, these medical terms and know what the fuck is going on, you know, as we get older. So that's something I actually need to take more serious. Okay. You know, I did look it up, you know, and it could be a cancerous cell or something like that. But, you know, they tested it and it wasn't, you know, it's just something that they need to clean out. So, you know, that was pretty good. You know, I guess that, you know, it happened. So, you know, I'm more aware of, you know, things like that. So that was a good part. Outside of that, man, I'm just getting myself together. I need to start pulling out clothes and packing for next week. I'll be in the beautiful island of St. Martin. So
yes, sir. Skitty.
Yes, indeed. So that's pretty much it, man. My baby girl had a birthday yesterday. Not yesterday, but on Tuesday. I'm gonna give it up to Passion. Big 25, guy. Jesus. 25.
Hey, you get old, dog.
Telling you, hey, who you telling? When she talk about she feel like she getting old, I'm like, God, come on now. You know, that's one of the main things she talk about. Yeah, I just feel like I'm old. I'm getting old. I'm like,
oh,
you have no idea. 25,
Well, at 25, she got a little taste of what it feels like. You know, a little taste. Can't take that away from her. Thinking about where I was at 25. I was a wild boy.
But you wasn't near your prime either, though.
Nah, yeah. I was not.
Yeah.
No, was not.
They don't understand that.
Yeah, I was not in my prime.
Right.
As a collective, no.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's a good thing, man. I love it for her, man. She had a great time with her family, and you know, when I say her family that she's created.
Yeah, that's crazy to hear.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
But yeah, that's good, man, and you know, happy for her. And my grandson, his birthday will be, I think he right around the corner, 4th of July. He'll be 1.
I saw, you know what, speaking of your grandbaby, you know, in the past 2 years, the most popular name in the United States is Luka.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
In the past 2 years, and I had when you told me his name, I was like,
yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm like, okay,
right.
I only know one Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to him, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then I looked it up, and I didn't even look it up. It came across my screen, and it's the number one name in the past 2 years in the U.S.
I believe, and you know what? Now that you say that, I want to say it had to be about, I forgot how. I want to say about 10 years ago, maybe 10, 11, 12 years, maybe somewhere around there. It was the same way with Kyrie.
With Kyrie.
And then I thought about it, and I knew like at least, I want to say 5 people like that I knew immediately, like in my like that I knew I was close with or friends or whatever, that had a child that, whether it was a girl or boy, that the name was Kyrie, and I was like,
honestly, and it had.
And Cherie got a 10-year-old son named Kyrie. Come to think about it, yeah.
Makes perfect sense. You know the amounts of 8, 9, and 10-year-old scholars that I know.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a weird, like one of those weird things, I guess, that you like, damn, But I mean, I felt the same way with Luna. I was like, Luna, okay, I'm not that's passion like the name. That's the name she picked. So, but
wait. Was it Luka? No, I got it wrong. It wasn't Luka. It's Luna.
Oh, okay. Still interested enough, eh?
It's Luna. It's Luna, not Luka. It's Luna.
Okay.
My apologies. It's Luna.
I believe it. Hung out with my mom yesterday. We rode to Fayetteville, check on the house. That shit is still a slow crawl, but she did find a new guy to do the yard and everything. So I guess that was a positive. And then he happened to say that he's a handyman and he can do everything that need to be done. So she's like, if I I'm gonna keep you in the back pocket. If I need you, then we gonna get this popping. So I don't know. So I'm like, all right, we'll see, man. But he started showing the work and everything, and what he do. So everything looked good. But I mean, everybody talks a good game.
Yeah.
Everybody talks a good game.
Sure, I can change your carburetor, alternator.
Yeah. Talk with the cigarette hanging out his mouth and his move with this shit. Yeah, I can do that shit, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck out of here. But I don't got nothing else, man. Let's jump right into sports, dog. I said Celtics in 7, and I said Celtics in 7, and it don't. So yesterday, had we recorded yesterday, I would have told you the same thing I told Smurf. I would have told you that I don't see the Celtics losing 2 in Dallas. So I would, either way it had went, I would have had them sweeping, or I would have them going back to Boston 3-1 at the least.
Right.
And they just happened to win that first one in Dallas. So who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow? But everybody that picked the Mavericks, to me, all their reasons spoke to the Celtics' strengths to me.
Okay.
And what the Celtics are doing is kind of like it is the reason why I picked them at 7, is because there's no true mismatches on the floor. Like when Dallas switches, of course, if you're guarding Luka, it's going to be a mismatch.
Yeah.
But it's not a terrible mismatch. It's like, okay, Luka going to get off here and there, but it's going to be tough.
Right. Okay.
So the switch off is going, unless the switch off is Al Horford, the switch off is going to be somebody that's that has length, they're athletic, they have quick feet, and they defend. White, Brown, Tatum, and Holiday. Those are not bad mismatches. You know what I'm saying? If you say, look, and then on the opposite end, Luka and Kyrie is getting like Luka is looking so bad on defense right now that they forgetting out how bad Kyrie is on defense. Like it is absolutely ridiculous, and it's crazy to see that someone singles out a superstar. I'm like, let me get that mismatch. You know what I'm saying? Like they are hunting Luka.
Yeah, they want Luka.
Whether he's a bad defense, whether he's a bad defensive player or we just want to make him work on this end, and we know he's gonna work on offensive end, so we just gonna tire him out. And it's just it. But outside of that, Boston has, oh man, it's like a starting five that they putting on the floor. You don't know who's gonna give you 25, and you don't know who's gonna give you 30. But one of them is gonna give you 25. One of them is gonna give you 30. With Dallas, you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen right now. Who's gonna score? Who's not gonna score? You know who's gonna give you 30, and that's gonna be Luka. If Kyrie is on, Kyrie might give you 20, 25. But outside of them two, you don't know who else gonna score in double digits. Might be PJ, might not be. Might be who? Hell, shit, you don't know. So I don't know, man. Dallas is they getting out coached. They're looking bad. It's just terrible right now.
I agree, man. Damn, I thought they were gonna put up a better fight than this, and I'm not even gonna take away from that fight because they're trying. At the end of the day, you know, Boston is just the better team, bro, and it ain't close.
Right.
It ain't close, bro. And Jaylen Brown's playing out of his mind. Tatum is who he is, and I'm glad that we are. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm glad, but we know who the best player on that team is.
Yes, I agree with you. Tatum is the more athletic, more skilled player. Brown is the best player.
I don't even know if I'm gonna give him the more athletic, dog.
Well, no. Well, that's why I said it's more skilled. He's more skilled. Yeah. Tatum is more skilled.
Yeah. And even that's up in the air, bro. You know what I'm saying? It makes it he makes it look a tad bit better. Tatum does, but I don't even know if he's more skilled, man. I think I thought that he was more explosive than Brown. Boy, was I fucking wrong.
Tatum plays around. Like Tatum will shake a man out his boots and then turn an easy shot to a hard shot.
Yeah. Right. Derek White has gained my respect this entire playoffs. Not saying that I thought that he was a dump. I thought Kyrie would have cut him up, but not so fast. Right. All in all, man, the best team, and you said it, going into the playoffs before they even made the Eastern Conference Finals, you said Boston was the best team, and you expected Boston to win. So, all they got to do now is not play with their food at this point.
You're right. Hey, I mean, and they may. I think a lot of people went off of their road to the finals. Okay, they didn't look too good against Miami. Miami stole one from them. They ain't had Jimmy Butler. They didn't, and basically it was like, they didn't get tested. I mean, that's not for us to say. I mean, even you're still playing against professionals. Yes, Miami was missing Jimmy Butler, but Miami is still gonna give you problems without
everything
Jimmy.
They got. Yeah,
right. Who they played? Donovan Mitchell was out the last two games of that Cleveland series, but I mean, Cleveland, gave them problems. And Indiana got swept, but I mean, Halliburton played what, 2 or 3 games?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, and like we said last week, when it comes to Super Bowl, NBA Finals, these championship games, it's like if you listen to the vets and the greats say it, like it's luck mixed in there.
Yes, no question.
With skill, and also who's the healthiest at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And Boston happened to be more healthier than most of them Eastern Conference teams. They're beating up on each other. They weathered through the Porzingis injury. Joel Embiid might be on the sub. Milwaukee might have just handed them a championship when they traded them Drew Holiday.
Okay. My man Drew going crazy.
That was an integral part. Like for what he brings.
He's playing like he's been there before.
Right.
Obviously he has.
Yes.
Like it's just he knows when to pick up the pace.
Mm-hmm.
He knows slow it down. He knows how to get his shots. He knows shout out to Drew Holiday, bro.
Yes.
Been so underrated for so long though.
Bold statement. Dame is the better scorer. Drew Holiday is the better player.
Say it one more time.
Dame is the better scorer. Drew Holiday is the better player.
Agreed.
Hey, no arguments in my book.
Agreed.
No arguments in my book. And then the crazy thing is, they locked up everybody. Well, besides Tatum gonna get it. Tatum got a payday coming. White, right. Holiday, Brown, Porzingis locked up.
Yeah.
That's their core right there. You know Tatum ain't going nowhere. And they ain't gonna let Tatum go nowhere.
Yeah, they're not gonna let him go anywhere. Of course not.
Right.
Of course not.
That's their core right there. What do you think about all you know, how everybody piling on Luka as far as in the complaining, talk to the ref? And I don't think it's a Luka thing. To me, it's everybody. Well, because I hate when LeBron do. I hate when Tatum do it. Tatum always throws his hands up. Tatum, like,
this is what Luka does. Luka's been doing this shit since he's been in the league, bro. Yeah. It's no different. Yeah. It's no different. That's what I see him do. I know if he falls on the ground, he's going to complain. That's what NBA players do. They're debutantes, bro. Right? He's a superstar in the league. He knows he's a superstar in the league. What does he average? 33 points a game?
Right.
Of course he's going to cry to the refs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit about that. The bottom line is they aren't getting the job done. You can't. I mean, if you want to put it on Luka, I don't think that you necessarily can. I think he goes through moments or streaks where he just puts up a plethora of bad fucking shots.
I like Tatum too, yeah.
There you go.
Ooh.
But also, too, he makes some crazy shots.
Yeah.
He fire your ass up for 10 to 15. So live with him, you die with him.
Yeah.
And they are fucking dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I agree with you. You said something earlier that made me think about this. I was listening to Gilbert, and you might have heard this. He was talking about somebody had brought up the Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant comparison.
Okay.
And he said, if y'all want to compare Kobe to Mike, y'all got to compare 93 to whatever Mike and Kobe. He said that 85 to 92, 91, 92 Jordan, he said he ain't never seen a killer, a player, anybody that was that ferocious or that great of a scorer in his life.
Okay.
He said the skill, the footwork, the fadeaways, all that stuff. He said that 93 to whatever Jordan, that's Kobe's comparison. He said basically can't nobody, Kobe, nobody compared to that 85 to 91, 92 Jordan.
Yeah, on top of what he did, during that time, or at least what I know from him, what he did was lights out. You know what I'm saying? He was a scoring machine. Yeah. It is what it is. He's a scoring machine. I think later on, much like Kobe, he had to learn and he had to have some type of team built around him, and that's what it is, right? Yeah. Like, I think that's a fair assessment.
Right. I didn't. I never thought about it. Or put it like that. And I think most of the time we kind of forget about that break. You know, where he left the game, and who he was before he left versus who he was when he came back, and everything. And when you talk about it and look at the highlights and the accomplishments and everything, you just like, this motherfucker like had seasons where he ran off every major like award was in his name. Like, when's the last time a shooting guard was a defensive player of the year, MVP,
when's the last time
this or that?
When is the last time you win a motherfucking scoring title and first team all defense?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. MVP of the season and all-star MVP, like taking everything. Like it's crazy. But I mean, it speaks to who he was. But condolences to the logo, Jerry West, him and his family. That's way, 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 way before our era and time. It ain't much I can speak on it. But I mean, if you are a basketball fan and you watch the game, not even just casual, you probably should know who Jerry West's logo is. Outside of, I mean, the basketball, that the part of Jerry West that we grew up in is him changing franchises around.
Yeah, orchestrating
Memphis, Golden State, Clippers, you name it. Like he's changed franchises around.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's the Jerry West that we kind of grew up to. He was 82?
I don't know exactly.
I think they said 82, died in his home peacefully. So yeah. Within a week's time frame, Bill Walton and Jerry West.
Yeah, man.
The NBA family. Yeah. Olympics, the Olympic team, and we don't have to talk about it too long. I'm like exhausted with this bullshit. But so Caitlin Clark was left off the women's Olympic team basketball.
Okay.
It's a big problem for, of course, you know, the Caitlin Clarkers. But I honestly, I don't see much wrong with it.
No, I don't either, man. Like she isn't, you know, hype wise, does she have hype? Yes, but I feel like, you know, the team that they assembled are the best basketball players that we can put out there on the floor and showcase, you know, the best product. Right. As far as American basketball, and let's just be clear, American basketball is the best. Right. And I forgot who I saw. And for those who I forgot who it was or who was talking. It might have been Becky Hammond. I'm not really sure who it was.
It might have been Lobo. I think Lobo had a lot to say.
I'm not sure, but one of the commentators, she was talking about how hard it is to pick women's basketball, you know, USA as opposed to the men's, right? Mm-hmm. Because the men's game is dominated by our best players are international players right now, and it's not even close. You know what I mean? So as opposed to women's basketball, it's not quite like that, right? Like the women's American basketball still reigns supreme as far as women go. So it's a much harder pool to pick from. And again, I think they picked the best players.
I'm with you. All the talk about how much eyes it will put on the popularity. We're talking about the Olympics. We're talking about the Olympics. Yeah, I mean, yes, is she going to bring more fans by them watching? Yes, but we're talking about the Olympics.
Right.
Center stage. This is you cannot imagine how many eyes are going to be on not just the women, but the men in any sport. Hell, nigga, I watched fucking curling on the Olympics, and just because the shit was on, I don't even watch curling. When have you ever watched curling?
Olympics, dog.
The Olympics, exactly. So I mean, people are going to watch. You know, we got to just stop trying to give her things because of her name and the popularity. These people, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Shannon Sharps, and they keep saying that she's the cash cow, she gotta do this, she gotta do that. But then in the same breath, you'll say Asia Wilson is blockbuster, Asia Wilson, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Why aren't you not talking about Asia Wilson on your show then? Because if you talk about it, it'll be more of a conversation. You got the platform and the voice. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had the number one biggest sports show in the morning and you start talking about Asia Wilson, like you led, like Asia Wilson scored 32, 10, and 9 last night, and then the next night she had a good night. You know what I'm saying? Like it would become a conversation. The only time we talk about women basketball right now is when Caitlin Clark has a good night or when somebody feels like she got fouled and she should have been fouled.
Agreed.
These niggas aren't talking about Asia, and Asia's having a fucking season.
Bro, tearing people asses off.
Yes, indeed. Like she's having, they say right now she's on pace to have the greatest season of woman basketball player, and it ain't being talked about.
Right. I don't. There's room. There's room for both of them. There's room for just like how the NCAA pushed a narrative. Right. There's a way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think whomever's at the top, the execs, when it comes down to the WNBA, is they just haven't caught on to it yet.
You got to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to figure it out. Caitlin is not going to work off rip.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, is she the cash cow? Yes, she is. Is she going to help the game? We talked about it for the past 2-3 weeks or whatever, the month, whatever. Yes, she is. But also, too, to get out here, man, you know, there's women that are really, really, really impressive with that basketball.
Right.
Not named Caitlin Clark. So you got to do a better job of it, man. And hopefully the league will learn from this overall, man, and get better.
Nigga, homegirl in Dallas didn't even make it. Arike Obumawale.
Yeah.
Oh, she is cold.
Cold.
Oof. Nigga, the way she got the ball on a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think she leading the league in scoring too. And yeah, leading the league in scoring. It didn't make the team.
Pulling up, fading away.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Like, yeah. Anywho, Adrian Broner. The Can Man.
The Can Man.
The Can Man.
Can Man. Yes,
got
sir.
his damn teeth knocked out Friday.
Literally.
Yeah. More sadder, how he's looking right now or Wilder?
Him.
I agree with you.
Him, because he's yapping too much.
Oh my God.
He's yapping like he's still him.
Yeah.
Right. He was yapping like he's still him and got embarrassed. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody get, and I get it. You got, it's a brand. You got to do what you got to do. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a casual fan. Right. So, but I understand it's a brand. You got to do what you got to do. Talk whatever you're going to talk to put food on the table. But
yeah,
man, from this side of the house, boy, shut up.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. Your mouth bigger than your damn ass.
What?
And they
it is a wrap.
Yeah. Them gloves ain't saving your ass. And
that young man told him straight up, hey, your time is over. It is my time. You are a fucking has-been. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah. It's time for him to go into promoting or something because he got a mouth. He talked that shit. He talked that game. But outside of that, nah.
Right. Nah. It still has a pretty good record.
Right. Yeah. It's been a while for him. Let it go. I think we good with sports. I can't think of anything else we got coming up. The Lakers. Hurley gave him the stiff arm.
Yeah. Rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. I think
I don't blame him.
The story, why it's the storied franchise or whatnot. I mean, at the end of the day, dog, it would be very, very hard for me to coach LeBron, man. You know what I'm saying? And leaving a 2-time champion, like back to back, like ain't no way that I'm leaving that to go coach LeBron and be blamed for it and then get the boot. And I'm out.
2 years you're gone.
Yeah, 2 years you're out of here. You're on the side. You're on the street with a sign that says "We'll coach for food" or some shit.
Yeah. Because you can't go back to Connecticut. Connecticut done moved on.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
So he's doing the right thing, man. Staying put. You know what I mean? Leave 70 M's on the table, though. Good job.
I think Connecticut probably gave him 70, though, right?
Did they?
I think they did. I don't know if it was the same amount of years or not, but because I think the Lakers was looking at giving him 11 or 12 a year, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Connecticut gave him 70 though.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm with you. I agree with you 100%. Listen, they was talking about it, and LeBron. I forgot who was the longest tenured coach for him, but it's almost like 2 years, and if you ain't in the finals, you're gone.
Scram.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because when you look at the Ty Lues, the who like there's so many coaches, like these coaches aren't expected to win a championship every year, but they are good coaches and they keep their job. Now, if you got this certain player on your team, it's almost like 2-3 years. If you ain't in the NBA finals, you got to go. It's a problem, and that shit makes no sense to me. Like
acting like
realistic when you think about it in sports, you in the finals two out of 3. Like LeBron had a hell of a run in the East Coast where he was in like 9-10 straight finals. Like that shit is unheard of. It's unheard of. It's not going to happen again. I don't think so. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to happen again.
No way.
So for them to think a coach is just going to come in and they're going to have that perfect marriage, and hell, it didn't happen then when LeBron on that run, because LeBron went through Ty Lue, Blatt, you name it. It was at least 3 or 4 different coaches. So yeah,
right.
Yeah, Hurley made the right decision. I keep my ass right in stores. That had me when that news broke out. I was thinking, about just the colleges and things and how they talk about the brotherhood or the family and everything. And we haven't had a coach put in that position, right? Or even entertain it. Just leaving the school for another school or the NBA. Not that I could think of. Well, in my time, I have. Well, it's hell. We had Dean for the longest.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. All right, man. Joe Rogan said something to the effect of, basically the Democrats made a fatal error by making Trump a convicted felon. And that's appealing to a lot of rappers and entertainers, a lot of black rappers and entertainers. So that, Trump didn't do well with the black vote, but him being a convicted felon now is very appealing to a lot of these rappers and entertainers, which a lot of these guys are saying the shit, whether they're playing jokingly or not.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what Joe Rogan said, but I did hear chatter about now that he's a convicted felon that it resonates with the black vote and black men in America. Look, man, that shit is wild to me.
It is.
That shit is wild to me that because, being a I'm not a fucking convicted felon. You aren't a fucking convicted felon.
Right.
Like how many, are the numbers up as far as convictions when it comes down to black America? Sure. But to say in so many words that an entire nation of black men or black people can relate because of that's fucking irresponsible shit.
It is.
It's irresponsible shit, man. But I'm not surprised.
And for us, even a 50 Cent, because I think 50 Cent said something about it. He looks, but you can never take 50 Cent serious because you don't know. But there are a bunch of rappers and entertainers or influencers that have mentioned this same shit. So for them to even feel that way or say something like that is kind of like, come on, like we'll never escape the narrative.
Yeah. If you gonna take the hustling part, all right, I can deal with the hustling part because he's the ultimate hustler. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna say, a motherfucker working the system, okay, we'll go with that because he knows how to work the system. This is a 7-time bankruptcy filer, right? Mm-hmm. We'll go with that. But at the end of the day, to connect felons to black people is just, again, irresponsible.
It
and
is.
Whatever. Fuck Joe Rogan.
It is. It's almost. We're not gonna play the racist card, but I mean, because there's black people that's saying that shit too. But like,
yeah.
It's just,
black people are saying it.
It's stupid.
Well. It's irresponsible. Period. Point blank.
Did you see the Michael Rainey video?
I did.
All right. Trigger warning, just in case. For anybody, trigger warning. So he was sexually assaulted on a live stream
Yeah.
By, I guess, one of his friends' sister. She
Yeah,
was
the guy
touching,
who actually had the stream. Yeah.
right. She was touching on Michael Rainey inappropriately. And
Mm-hmm.
by the looks of his face, he was surprised, he was shocked, didn't really do nothing about it. But she was touching on him inappropriately. You could see that, it was something that I guess it was an unwanted advance.
Right.
It's a topic of conversation for a couple days. And basically about, this happens more often than not. The conversation came up to where, it's because of the masculine part. Men are too masculine to say, well, damn, she was touching on me and I didn't want her to, and they or the whole thing of, women think that all men want it.
Right.
Men can't turn down a woman's advances, or men don't turn down pussy. So so we'll go from there.
Hold that thought, bro, because somebody called me from work.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, yeah. So we was talking about Mr. Rainey and just him being sexually assaulted on the live stream, and basically the narrative of, men don't report it and the reasons why. Um I'm not well. What I say last? We was talking about well, there was something that report that said a lot of the reasons why is because women think that men don't turn down, or they always want it, which is crazy to me. I've been touched by women that I have no absolute interest in my life.
Me too.
But I mean, it happens though. I mean, I've been in the club and been felt on. I've been in a spot here or there and been felt on. I've been felt on by a woman that I was interested in, but at that time did not want to be touched on. So I mean, I guess that is a factor that's included. I mean, that's still sexual assault if you've been touched on and you're not, and it's unwelcomed at that time. So
Well, 50 first. Well, let me start with this. It was sexual assault. No,
mm-hmm.
no matter how you slice it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it was unwarranted, and there's no place for that. It's not right, whether it's a man or a woman, right? He made a statement about it. No charges to be filed. What I didn't like, but it's true, is what 50 said. And 50 basically said, while some may look at it as sexual harassment, men look at it as aggressiveness amongst women. And that, the guy was okay. Well, yeah, it's true. And I guess that's just kind of echoing what you just said. Bro, it still don't make it okay, man.
It
I
does, yeah.
mean, 50, stay the fuck out of it, dog.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. Come on,
Yeah.
bro. You don't have to, I mean, sometimes saying the obvious is just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I like 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was definitely the obvious. And the flip side of that, like he said in his statement, Michael Rainey is the he. Had it been him, it could have went a whole completely different way.
It's the truth.
And his career probably would have been in jeopardy.
Shit, yeah.
So yeah. But there's so all across the internet now, since this has happened, there's like so many reports and things that's came up about how wild or crazy the numbers are for unreported sexual assault from women women commit on men. And I'm looking at some of the numbers, I'm like, damn, okay, wow, like this is crazy. But you know, a lot, like we said, a lot isn't said because it's a masculine thing, and as a man, you're supposed to be able to protect yourself and keep a woman off of you. But regardless of that, it still don't, stop a woman from touching you if she wants to. Regardless, if you're a man, you're supposed to keep a woman off you because, you know, just like you, if you see something you like, you might say something to her. If she sees something, if she see you or me and she like it, she might come up and touch on you, and hey, how you doing? And as a man, a woman touching you, she might feel like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're saying the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what Fitz
Absolutely.
said wasn't wrong,
No, it wasn't.
but come on, man, take the obvious, dog.
No, you can't. But hopefully, well, of course, everything's gonna work out good for him. It's just something that I guess should be taken more serious on 50 Cent's part. It was irresponsible for him to, like you said, state the obvious.
Yeah.
Do you care anything about reference tracks?
Explain to me what a reference track is.
All right. We'll use Drake because Drake is one of the biggest right now that people are going at. And a new one surfaced, I want to say a couple days ago, of a reference track of him that Wayne used. So for instance, Mob Ties, the song Mob Ties, sick of these niggas, sick of these Mob Ties, right? So the hook, someone else wrote that hook, sung it. A reference track came out of someone singing it, the hook. Drake used it. Not the lyrics, not the raps, but and some of the sing-along, sing-song parts. No one did the rapping part. Drake did that. So the reference track is, I guess, the rough of someone else doing it and like, hey, look, I got this good idea, I got this song. You listen to it, you like, oh, I like that. And you use bits and pieces of that.
Use bits and pieces of
whatever that track that person sent you, i.e., like the Mob Ties hook.
Okay, but it was on the same beat.
Yeah, maybe the same beat, maybe not.
I mean, and isn't that's okay? Somebody had to write it, right? Somebody had to write it, and I'm asking, somebody had to write this stuff, right?
Like, absolutely, so,
yeah. That's how music is made. Like, that's a normal thing, right?
Right.
Don't like people like to dream and stuff, right? Like, he writes these songs, he sings on them, and then he sends them to these singers. They buy the song and they sing it, right?
Dream, Neo.
And I'm just
no, you are absolutely right. No, you are 100% right. But it's supposed to be, it's okay for everybody, all artists but rappers, supposedly. Because as a rapper or a lyricist, quote unquote, you're supposed to be able to write your own music or whatever. But I mean, we know Dr. Dre don't write his own music. Does that make it okay for him because he's more known as a producer?
Obviously, man. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me, and it also sounds like if you're under the if you just so happen to be in the spotlight, people picking and choosing what they want to point out about somebody, man. Like, I don't give a shit that Drake has a reference track for whatever he has or whomever. Like, I understand how that shit goes. I remember, when it boiled down to it, and I don't know if it's the same thing, but the song "Shawty," right? Replies, right?
Yeah.
Replies, tons of money. I heard Webby on it 2 years before that. Right? And that's just how it goes, right? Or Go Crazy. Jesus Go Crazy. A big hit it is, right?
Yeah.
I heard T.I. on it a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
So, like,
different lyrics, but hook same basically.
Yeah, right. Like so it's I don't know why it's a big deal, man. It's music, dog. Boys, like you
Right.
said, that's what it boils down to. Them being rappers and them being original and all that stuff. Man, songs are songs. Put the music out, dog.
I, yeah, I don't. It doesn't bother me. I could care less. And most of them are that comes out in reference to Drake because that's where they get the whole ghostwriting thing from Drake. It's a hook. It's a singing part. It's something. It ain't like if it's some rap versus some lyrics, then maybe. I mean, do we look at it different if it was a Hove or a Nas or a Jadakiss or whoever else? I mean, I don't know. I just give me the music. But even with some of the songs you just named that you heard before, you can give this person a song and you can give this person a song.
Mm-hmm.
And this person might do the song and that shit is a smash. This person might do the song and that song sounds like shit. We've heard songs that Chris Brown has done but never released them, sold it to somebody else, and it's came out, and you just like, and then you hear that unreleased Chris Brown version, and you're like, damn, Chris should have kept that shit. Like Chris killed, you know what I'm saying? Like it happens. So somebody can make that Quentin Miller, yes, it was reference tracks and stuff, and the shit that we heard that Drake did, like we know why it was given to Drake. We know why it was a hit with Drake because someone said, you know what? This sounds like a Drake song. When Neo do a Beyonce's album, you know what? This sounds like a song that Beyonce would kill. Let me give this to Beyonce or let me give this to blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So, I mean, listen. We move the goalposts too much for the favorites and the ones you don't like.
Right.
So yeah, I care less about these reference tracks. The one the one that just came out that Drake did and Lil Wayne used it. I can't even remember the name of the song. Now it ain't even one of my favorite Lil Wayne songs. I don't even like Mob Ties that much. Mob Ties is all right. I mean, it ain't, but I get it for like age bracket, a couple age brackets under us. That's one of their biggest songs. They love that song. Academics love that shit. He's like, man, like you don't understand what Mob Ties mean to me. I'm like, okay, all right, I don't. It is what it is. I don't.
I like the beat. I don't know that.
It just Mob Ties just don't stand out to me. And that Lil Wayne song, I wish I could remember the name of it right now, but it don't stand out to me either. It ain't. So I mean, whatever. I saw this thing that they have proposed to either change words in the New Testament or have verses taken out the New Testament, the Bible. The reason why is because the Jewish community thinks it's anti-Semitic. And what they're looking to have removed is acts or crimes or whatever committed against Jesus, i.e., beating him, hanging him. We know the Africans didn't hang him. We know Europeans didn't hang him on the cross. We know that the Africans and Europeans and whoever else, Indians or whoever else, did not do any of these things that were said that was done to him in the Bible because of where it took place or whatever else. But they want that stricken from the record, basically.
Okay.
Anti-Semitic.
Okay.
And it's being reviewed to be removed.
So who has the power to
that's a great question. I don't know. Let me go back to this article if I can find it.
And the reason why I'm asking is because we have said book, man, the Bible that so many of us follow or try to the best of our abilities, outside of being humans or whatnot. So I'm just wondering who the hell, who sits around and says, I'm going to push to remove this from the Bible. Of all things, the Bible.
Right.
But on the other end of that, I guess, I mean, everything else is fair game. So
because
why not?
they're removing slavery. That's no longer in a lot of school curriculums or books. Yeah, I don't know who actually removes it, but it's basically the article I'm reading. It talks about Jewish were the ones that hung Jesus. They didn't take him as their savior. That's why he was stoned, he was beaten, he was hung, everything else. But of course, Jewish say, hey, that's everything makes like that, all that stuff in the New Testament makes them look bad. It's anti-Semitic, and something needs to be done about it. And it's being looked at. I think it's been sent up to, where did I find this? This is a long article. It's been sent up somewhere, and it's up for review.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have more info next week. I'll actually.
Yeah, stamp that, bro.
I should have did better to highlight it. Yeah, but it just sounds wild. But we're in that time and era to where no one, I don't, no one wants to. I guess the history part of whether truth or not. We know slavery was true. We know a lot of shit was true. I.e., white people don't want newer, younger, or whatever just generation coming up to know or think that slavery existed. How can we erase that or change that?
Right. Or the Holocaust, for that matter.
But hey, there ain't nobody saying nothing about replacing that or removing that. They want that history will remain. Because they want to know, the Jewish community, I have nothing against the Jewish community. They want the world and people to know what they had to go through and deal with.
Right.
But we're supposed to forget about slavery. Go figure. We'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll move on. We'll table that.
I don't want to waste any more brain cells or breath on that.
No, we'll
if you know, you damn know.
Right. So let's talk about this love them more conversation.
All right.
A little more. I didn't really speak to Tasha. We texted a little bit, but she said she talked to you, explained it, because she actually left a comment on the YouTube page and said absolutely a woman shouldn't love a man more than he loves her or whatever else. Because I sent her this article. This post it says it's basically saying what we said, but not in so many words, and actually in some different words. But it said loving your woman more than she loves you, a man shouldn't do. Unfortunately, as a man, love should not be a priority. Your mission and purpose are to protect and hold down. That's why only strong men go to war. Even back in the days, that's why only strong men went to war. Even their wives were begging them to stay at home. Your purpose always comes first, and your purpose is to protect. She should love you more than blah blah blah, whatever else. But
okay, so yeah, I did speak with her, but I also spoke to two other women. Shout out to my cousin Danielette and shout out to Elisha. And once they broke it down to me on top of what I discussed with Tasha, bro, I'm not gonna double down. And here it is. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Here's why. So basically, as a man, right? As a man, you being a man, right?
Right.
You have, while whomever said whatever about what your quote unquote job is or whatever, aside from that, are we in agreement that men pick their wives?
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Are we in agreement that in order for a man to pick his wife and do if you're into that thing, like vow wise, right? That has to be an important part of it, right? Correct?
Right. Yeah.
Are we in agreement that it is not natural for a man to be with one woman?
Yeah, you can say that. Depending on what side, what, yeah.
Naturally, for a man, right? Is it outside of heterosexual men?
Right.
How
Yeah.
about that?
Okay.
Is it natural for a heterosexual man to want only one woman? Do you
Yeah.
believe that?
Yeah, but depending on what
I
side of the
don't.
fence you're on, it is. But yeah, for
It
the
what?
most part, for the most part, no. But
I think the buildup of a man is not natural for one man to want one woman.
right.
Right. So, and with that being said, in order for you to love this woman and make her your wife and make her the person, if we're going off of vows, if we're going off of the Bible, if you are doing that, then I feel like on top of what a man is supposed to do, what society says or whatever, Western civilization, all that crap. I feel like a man, in order for a man to choose this woman, in order for a man to let this woman in on what it is that he has going on and what he is building, then I believe, yes, a man does have to love a woman a tad bit more, man. It just makes sense to me.
Right.
But it only makes sense after hearing it from a woman's perspective,
Right.
honestly.
And so I heard it from a woman, and a little different than what you said. And it kind of made sense to me. Gave me a different perspective on it. The way it was explained to me is that it's more in a woman's DNA to love. So the love part is natural for the woman. For the man, is not so much.
Right.
So yeah. So basically, that was in short.
But what is natural is to like multiple women.
Right.
What is natural to be attracted to multiple women. What is natural is to lust for multiple women.
To be a hunter.
To be a fucking hunter. Right. So in order for you to choose this woman, out of all the women, because women outnumber us times 4.
Yeah. To make this one the one. Yeah.
If we're going off what we're saying, if a man chooses a woman, women outnumber us by 4.
True.
At least.
True.
If a man, if it's quote unquote a man's world or whatever, that's subjective as fuck. But if we're going off of, hey, well, men run shit, men do this, men do that. If that's your narrative that you want to push, then what do you need one woman for? There's got to be something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. I mean, that's just me breaking it down into dummy terms.
Yeah. Or maybe it's unlawful in America.
Hey, what?
I said, or maybe it's unlawful in America.
You know how that goes. We got a governor, no pun intended, on things in America.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a good conversation though, and I mean, after speaking and having that talk, definitely can see it from multiple different angles and ways.
Man, I'm glad I did have the conversation with multiple women, bro. I really did, right? Because automatically, let's just be honest. Automatically, when we heard it, we was like, fuck out of here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until you're able to have someone, or in my case, 3 people dissect that thing and said it like it was like, yeah, of course, duh, who don't know that? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about friendships. Because I was talking to my mom actually on the road yesterday when we was talking about it, and basically just talking about in this instance, it was people that I have, or she's had long relationships with, like maybe people that you grew up with, or people that you've had like that you've known 10 plus years, right? And then all of a sudden, like it's almost to the point to where like y'all barely speak or might not even talk no more, but you still love this person. No bad blood. If they need something, you right there. But it's just like y'all, I mean, it's almost like y'all, you don't know where the relationship stands, but y'all are still friends. And if it came down to it, you there for them and they're gonna be there for you. One instance I brought up is my childhood best friend. I've known him over Who probably we both in our 40s, so close to 35, 36, 37 years we've known each other, right?
Okay.
And we barely talk. He may
Okay.
like something on Facebook, may like something on IG, a holiday here, send something, send something. And the reason why I'm talking about this because she asked me about him. I was like, yeah, I just saw him. I think it was the weekend after Mother's Day. You know, I happened to be in Colombia. I told him to pull up on me. He pulled up for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, but we was talking. When I saw my mom, I was like, yeah, I was like, my nigga, like he only gave me 5 minutes of his time. Like, I was like, it almost felt to me like, like, damn, my nigga, I couldn't get 10, 15 minutes of your time, you know what I'm saying? And then, he was like, yeah, man, I'll be back and blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna come holler at you. We gonna da 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 da. And I ain't heard from that nigga since.
Okay.
But you talking about my dog. Like I said, my dog, we went from all the way through high school, known each other for forever. But his wife like a sister, kids, I'm Uncle Reg, you know what I'm saying? And we have that relationship, but we don't talk. I mentioned my mom, I'm like, every time I'm in town, like I make it a point to reach out, say I'm here, got time, let's get together, blah, 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 blah. His wife stay in Atlanta. When they go to Atlanta, I don't hear nothing. Like them niggas got to come past my exit. Don't say nothing. So, but I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, outside of that, still my nigga. I love him to death. And if he needs something, his wife needs something, kids need something. I'm there. And also, let's say your ex, let's say Shonda. Me and Shonda had like our relationship is crazy, right? But we've always talked, but we don't talk so much now. There's no bad blood, especially on my end. As far as I know, there's no bad blood. But even when I reach out to her and still talk, we say our hey, how you doing? Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day, whatever, blah 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 blah. But there was a time that we talked a whole lot more, and I understand how life gets busy and things happen. But I definitely can tell like our relationship has. I'm not gonna say changed, but how we interact with each other has. So I brought that up as just a more closer, to something that you might understand, a dynamic more closer than, me and my childhood best friend.
Well, I understand it all together. I think people evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes friendships don't. It doesn't mean that you, like you say, that you don't fuck with Buddy or Shonda or whomever.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that people evolve and the world doesn't stop. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, then when you bring, unfortunately, at times when you bring significant others in the mix, it might change some things, right? That might not be the thing, but it very well could be the thing. You know what I'm saying? You got motherhood, fatherhood, so it's a multitude of things that could change, man. But one thing about it, you'll never forget the people who you knew. If you're in a good predicament or bad predicament, it really doesn't matter. You won't forget the people that that held a special place in your heart. As long as they didn't snake you. I'll give you an example. When I went and picked up Adonis last weekend, one of the girls, man, who was probably my really legit my first female friend. You know what I'm saying? Like actual friend. Never did anything, never nothing. So shout out to Nikki. But her cousin used to come down every summer, man, from Bluefield, West Virginia, right? Come down to the city, man, and fuck around, right? And we hooped and played, played whatever, man, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Rocked out damn near every day.
Yeah.
My first time seeing him was last Saturday. And I hadn't seen this guy in shit probably since I was 16 years old. Right. And it was just like at the end of the day, like, he reached out to me because I forgot about, the cookout or whatnot.
Yeah.
But he ended up reaching out to me that morning, man. And when I saw the name, he was going back and forth on Messenger, and I said, yo, call me, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to remember that he didn't have my number. So long story short is, man, we picked up, bro. It was like I had seen dude yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? The day prior, bro. So, you know, sometimes in situations like that, it's just, you know, life happens.
Right. Yeah, and that's exactly, and what you said is exactly true. That's exactly how it is. Like, I mean, it's just like, you know, once we do talk, it's like we ain't skipped a beat. You know what I'm saying? You know, we've been talking forever, but you know, yeah, me and my mom, we had a deep, in-depth conversation because he was just talking about, you know, people that she's known over 50 years, close to 60, you know, that, you know, how the relationship is now and everything. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, you know, when she asked me and my, of course, childhood best friend, and you know, and and it led me to Shonda and a couple other people. But you know, I'm like, you know, but yes, absolutely, life does happen, and um, like I said, I mean, regardless of what happened, I mean, Shonda know how I feel about her and how I feel about, you know, Adonis and you my guy and you know everything. So I mean, there's you know nothing in there, but you know the military does that to us too. Well, on that part, you know what I'm saying? It pulls things apart and then it puts things back together. So you know,
Absolutely.
you know how it goes. So you know, and that's kind of you know my childhood best friend. He joined the army and he was in Fort Irwin. Jeez. Whew.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. It's just you know, sometimes when you think about it, man, you know, because like I said, I was like, you know, there are some people I wish I had better relationships with, but you know, it's sometimes it's best. The best thing is like what actually has happened versus what you want.
Right. I mean, life, man.
Yeah,
Period.
exactly. Um, have you ever expressed a dislike about a change in a partner that you've had, or had a partner express a dislike about you, or something that you've changed?
Uh, yes, yes. I mean, I would go as simple as like when I go on my stints of dieting, right? Like this is the first time I've done it or whatever, but sometimes people ain't with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They just not. They just don't fuck with it. Like they want to eat goddamn collard greens and ham hocks all the damn
Right.
time. Or eat shit, it's gonna clog your arteries up. It's not to hit no death. Shout out to the ham hock eaters, but I'm just saying. Um, yeah, definitely. I mean, it happens, bro, and yeah, it's happened to me, and I've expressed different things too. I think it's a part of a relationship, man. You got to let a motherfucker know because eventually it's gonna grow into a bigger issue than what it is at the when it's at the root. Like it's gonna grow to a
Right.
bigger issue, right?
Right. I we talked about weight loss, weight gain a month, 2 months ago, and you know, I was talking to somebody about that, and you know, they was telling me like, you know, I thought the weight that you had picked up, I liked it. I'm like, well, I ain't
I've
like,
heard, I've heard that as well.
well, what, you know, but when you look back at yourself, you might be like, I ain't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? How did you like it?
Yeah,
And I ain't like it.
right.
And then you feel like,
Hold
wow.
on, Rich. Hold
Uh-huh.
on, Reggie.
All right. So I'm like, well, I ain't like that look or that, you know, presentation of myself. How the, you know,
Right,
basically how did you like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel like I was at my best or look my best or in my, you know, my best condition. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
right.
like, well, I ain't have a problem with it. Nah, 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 nah. You like, well,
I hate it. You know what though? But it works both ways, man. Because at the end of the day, your people might not. You might like how your people look a certain way, and then
right.
you figure out. You know, they figure out they want to do some type of change to their body. You know, go on some type of fitness journey. So
Mhm.
yeah, of course, man.
I find that interesting. I'm just like, you know, I So how did you tell a partner then? Because I feel like I just feel like it may be a little more difficult because of course women want to hear the truth, but sometimes telling them that truth, i.e., maybe if you like, you know, let's just use the weight gain. Let's say she picked up about 20 to 25 pounds and you wasn't feeling it too much and you want to tell her that. How did you present that, or how would you present it?
I've never been with a woman that picked up 20 pounds outside of the women that have birthed my children.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't relate to the 25, but it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, and I think for me, I usually take the easy way out, and if it comes about that, because you know what the hell you look like most of the time,
Right.
right? And if you're going to comment on what make comments about yourself, right? And I listen to it, then I might chime in on ways to help on ways to help the situation if you have the issue.
Well, like she like let me put this down. I feel like my back getting big. What you gonna be like?
No, but I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, all right. Well, if you feel like your back is getting big, well, then we got to change these eating habits, right? And here's how. here's how.
Maybe you should hit the gym with me if you feel like some shit.
Right. Here's how we get the job done.
I do 100% think that's a slippery slope, and it, maybe it's just me. I don't know, expressing that or telling a woman that, because like I said, I do feel like they want to hear the truth, but at the same time, if you're the person that they love, regardless of how gentle you might try to be with that topic or situation, telling them that more times than not, it's never gonna come across the gentlest. And that's just that's how I see it, man. I would struggle with that, just telling my lady, yeah, baby, I don't know, well, I think, well, the rate might be different. If it's hair, you might be baby, I ain't, yeah, don't get that one again. Like, don't get that hairstyle again. Or yeah, I wasn't feeling the nails that, next time get this color.
Right.
Stuff like that. But
that's way easier.
Yeah. See, there you it's way easier. It seems way easier than the weight. Definitely the weight. Makeup?
Oh yeah, I don't got a problem talking about makeup. I tell you straight, drop about some fucking makeup. No problem with that.
Clothes?
Yep. I'll tell you about your clothes too.
Yeah, I see the way can be a little more sensitive.
Ain't no little about it.
Oh, there we have it. There we have it. There we have it. All right, let's jump on these unapologetic truths. Let me see. Let's find one. If your woman asks you to come on a girls trip with her, but you'd be the only man, would you feel comfortable going?
No.
I'm not going.
No.
I'm not going. And
no.
I would ask her, why would she even ask me to go? Y'all, it's the girls, have fun. Y'all do y'all thing.
Yeah, I'm not doing it, bro.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Yeah. All right. You have a friend who can't figure out why they're single, but you know why they're single. Or you have a great idea why they're single.
Uh-huh.
Would you tell them?
Absolutely. And I would expect somebody to do the same for me. Yeah. We saying we friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Tell
I
me
would
what you think my issue is.
I would tell him I would definitely use the dynamic of our friendship to tell him like you know, because some you could tell him certain way like nigga you full of shit, or
Yeah.
my nigga like nah, like you got to blah 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 blah. You know your friends that's still in the streets and ain't ready, and you know your friends that's are. So you know, yeah, whether it's a man or a woman.
Facts.
Yeah, yeah, I'd tell him. Uh, ooh, would you rather your woman be overly dependent or overly independent?
Damn.
Mm. Wow. Oh, that's no middle ground. Ooh, we.
Overly dependent or overly independent? I think overly independent. I think overly independent. Here's why. Because I don't really depend on anyone for shit.
Right.
So so um when it boils down to my old lady, like I'm not one of those guys that, oh shit, I need her to need me type shit. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
just not on that. I know some guys are like that because they need their ego stroke, but I'm just not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need
Um,
me, goddamn thing.
yeah. No, I don't I think that was one of my main things when I was my first marriage. Well, my only marriage, shit. I said my first. Um, I that was one of the main problems with that. Like me deploying and leaving or being here, being there, and coming back, and the household is out of order. So I would have to go with the overly independent because I it came to a point in time to where I felt like I needed someone that was able to hold shit down when I wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't come home to, you know, repo letters and all this other shit. Like no, like I need, in the absence of me, shit needs to be, I need somebody to be able to take care of, these things. So the overly independent part, I can I feel like I can navigate with that more. I think as men, we like you said, like you don't care for a woman thinking or feeling like, she needs you. Well, you don't want to, need a woman that feel like she needs you. But I think there are probably some areas to where we might like that a little more. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, but if I had to pick one,
right, but if you had to pick one, then yes. So I mean, yeah, if I'm picking one, it's gonna be overly independent. But there are some times where yeah,
right?
yeah, um, yeah, overly dependent or overly independent. I think overly dependent. That's and you could correct me if I'm wrong. I think that man has issues far as and with within himself if he needs a woman to feel like she needs him or um
Maybe not. He might have just
control issues.
maybe not. That might have just been the makeup of his family or his parents.
Yeah,
It could be that. It could be as simple as that.
yeah. I get control issues. All right, all right, man. Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Well, no doubt. Well, shout out to you, big dog, as always, for keeping this thing afloat. Shout out to the summertime, man. It's always a special time for me, and that being the time that I'm on the clock, but I really take the time serious as far as being able to be with my kids, man, and show them a good time and learn from them and teach them the things that I feel as though they need to know. And as always, mental health is real. Myself and Reg may not be subject matter expert, but when it comes down to it, before you harm yourself or you harm others, please tap into Unapologetic Pod on IG and or Facebook, or our individual IGs and or Facebook, and I can assure you we will get you the help that you need. Other than that, big dog, you already know what's going on with me. Different toilet, same shit.
Absolutely. You know what it is with us, man. I appreciate you 100%. Happy for you. Get go enjoy your babies for the summer. Everything's starting for you. I know you about to have the time of your life. I
Yeah,
know
right.
it. I can feel it, man. And enjoy it. Enjoy it. Because sooner or later that time gonna hit and they're gonna be like, hey, I'm going to blah 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 for the summer, Dad. Hey,
Yeah.
you gonna be like, what the fuck? Like,
I
Dad.
already know. I'm on the clock with that shit too.
Oh man, yeah, enjoy it, man. I like it for you, man. But everybody else, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode. To my baby Passion, happy birthday once again. To the rest of my babies, grandbabies included. I love y'all. Thank y'all for everything y'all do. My mom, my dad, everybody. Just thank y'all for y'all love and support, and we appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. But as always, we're unapologetic, we're unfiltered. We will see y'all next week. Y'all know who it is. We are out of here.
Take it easy.